Hi there, Dave Markham here. Welcome to the spiritual life. Today is topic 6, and we are talking about colloquial phrases, everyday phrases for James Fowler's stages of religious development. Dr. Fowler has a very helpful frame of reference when it comes to the stages of faith development. And he uses very academic, abstract terminology for his stages, which can be off putting unless you're very familiar with the religious and developmental literature. People wouldn't know what the terms refer to. So, in today's lesson, it may be helpful to take those academic abstract terms and put them in everyday words. So it's easier to understand and remember and make sense out of. So here are the 6 stages as I have tried to make the terms more colloquial, more everyday. So the first stage I call the fairy tale stage. That's between ages 2 and 7. Kids love fairy tales and stories, and God is seen like Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny. Stage 2 is the heroic stage. That's ages 8 to 12. Kids love heroic figures, whether they're athletes or Power Rangers or Ninja Turtles or whatever the powerful figure is that they identify with. The third stage is the adolescence, the teen years, where it's the moral code stage. That's the stage where people want things to be fair and just, and there is right and wrong, and there's good guys and bad guys, and the good guys should be rewarded and the bad guys should be punished. I think most people who are involved in religious organizations tend to be at that stage. The fourth stage is the questioning stage. Things happen in life, and the assumptions and beliefs that they've had in a fair moral code and a heroic God figure start to crumble, and people start to question. Why did God let this happen? Why did God let that happen? And we become disillusioned and start to question the things that we have been taught earlier in our religious education, if we ever had one, or just our belief in how life ought to work. And then we move into the fifth stage, which is searching. If the old ideas that we had about a just world, a fair world, and how God operates in it isn't working, we start to look for a better way, and we say to ourselves, there must be a better way. And we start to search, looking for a way to resolve our disillusionment. And hopefully, by the sixth stage, we will achieve what I call non dualistic awareness of the oneness. It's back in the hippy dippy days, we used to call it cosmic consciousness. Nowadays, we call it enlightenment. Very few people achieve cosmic consciousness or enlightenment, or if they do, it is momentary. But to achieve this stage of faith development and reside in it for any period of time only happens to people who are highly actualized and self-aware and achieve that level of spiritual consciousness. So, how is the model helpful? Well, it helps us kind of sort out where we are now, where we want to go, helps us think about what our faith history has been, what our beliefs have been in the past, and what the positive benefits of that have been, and what the negative consequences of that have been, and where we want to go now. Uh, what should I hope for in terms of my interior spiritual life development? And lastly, who can teach me, or where can I turn to get the nurturing and coaching that I need in order to, excuse me, further develop my spiritual life? Why would I want to do this? Well, I think most of us have an innate desire to continue to grow and develop throughout our life cycle. And if you want to grow as a person, uh, we focus a lot on our body and doing exercise and going to the gym, and we go to school and college and now online to become better educated, and we read self-help books to figure out how to improve our personality and interpersonal relations. And self-improvement is a big deal, and yet we rarely get around to focusing on our interior spiritual development for improvement. There are 12-step programs, AA. People go to become abstinent, for example, from alcohol or drugs. But AA is really a spiritual program if people get the program. A lot of people don't stay in the 12-step program once they've achieved abstinence, but those that do are working a spiritual program because they would like to enjoy life and become more fulfilled as a person. And so the desire for peace and joy and spiritual fulfillment while we're still here on this earth plane is a powerful motivator for people to learn more about faith development, spiritual development, and the kinds of activities and practices they could get involved in order to further their spiritual development. So take a look at the article. It's very helpful, I think. It gives you a brief description of the 6 stages, along with Fowler's name for those stages, and then the ones that I've coined: fairy tale, heroic, moral code, questioning, searching, and cosmic consciousness. Thanks for spending this time with me. Till next time, be well, stay well. Bye.